perfection. A quiet, tranquil planet. At least in terms of sound. While the light, or the life on this planet is completely dead. I am going to try to escape this place. Without having the option to build certain items. And not use my jetpack. The only good thing going for me is that there is ice everywhere. Which means that hydrogen and oxygen is going to be easy. Eventually. It's just getting there. It's going to be the hard part. Oh yeah, I should set these ones up to height offsets. Fine. It's the strength that I usually put to 14. Just to make sure that if I get a little bit more materials in my storage, I don't sink too far down. There we go. Let's just keep the height offset at the standard amount, but to just make sure that my lower part doesn't hit the bottom of the map. I mean, bottom of the map. I don't know what I'm saying. There we go. Alright, let's see what's over there. Let's see if I immediately get shot or not. If that is a windmill in the distance, I might already have found the first bit of energy production. We're gonna hook that up real quick. Let's put these scavengers up. Alright, let's see. Is that... It's a vehicle. It is not shooting at me yet. Alright. Let's see if we can drain this rocket launcher of its rockets without losing my buggy. Otherwise we're gonna park a little bit behind a patch of ice, because I don't want to lose my buggy. There we go. Well, see how many shots it has left in the tank. Ooh, we could have parked a little bit closer, I guess. I love that it still says starter rover, only because of the I think it's the survival kit. Alright, here we go. Let's see if it's gonna shoot at me. There's rocket launchers usually also has like other guns. But the rockets usually only focus on big vehicles and such. If it had a interior turret, I would have been shot by now. So I think it's safe to approach from this angle at least. I don't know what type of vehicle this is. I see the rocket nodule moving around. Right, it is a vehicle. Okay. That's good conditions, as it doesn't have a gun at the front. No, it only has the rocket. Alright, mean, this is a good looking vehicle. Better than my vehicle, at least. My vehicle is just all functionality. It's not working. If only I could use my jetpack, this would have been a lot easier. There we go. Right, let's get this down. Now it's mine. Alright. Can I find the cockpit? See if I can take over this entire thing with just grinding the cockpit, otherwise I have to reinstall that mod. Hello? Can't seem to reach it. Well, let's just take part of the armor off then. What about now? Mm-hmm. Okay. So I can at least drive it back to base if I need to. Let's put the parking on and let's see what I'm... Alright, so there's an ore detector that probably has a... Oh, and I still have the other cockpit, of course. I just find it weird that I took over the button. Ah. I can't... I can't activate that, I guess. What about now? Nope. I'll just see if I can grind out the other cockpit, because otherwise I might have to reinstall the mod that lets me take over vehicles like this, because this is gonna be an issue down the line as well. Big ships and such, if you have to take out everything that has a computer, that's very difficult. Oh, you successfully. Give me the good souk. Alright. So this is now mine. Which is good. Can I now open it? Oh, still not. Because the hinges are locked or something. It's only toggle block. Interesting. Well, alright. Let's leave that for what it is. It's fine. We'll get back to it later. That's, I don't know which one it is. That's the biggest issue with this type of mod, so let's just make all of them invisible except for one. It's not this one. Ah, it's this one. Alright. Let's call this Rocket Rover. Rocket Rover. Intact. Slash drivable. Is it not drivable? How nice. Rockets Rover drivable. I'll just do it like that. Yep. Okay, let's activate the other ones again as well, just to make sure that we can find everything. Rocket rover. There's quite a few scavenge and wreck detectors. One of them is a massive ship. We're probably gonna do that one, but we need to find a place where we can build our base. Now, I took over the rocket, so I hope it doesn't shoot at me anymore, but I doubt it has ammo. We're gonna go through that thing to the left there. It looks like a small flying... Yeah, it looks like a small ship. Maybe like a little miner. Doesn't look like a vehicle of some sorts. If it was, it would have been nice. Because we already found a hydrogen thruster vehicle miner, but that is useless on a planet because, yes, there's hydrogen and oxygen everywhere, but the problem with that is that it will run out of fuel real fast, and the tanks will be more annoying than they will be helpful. Right, so let's go to this next wreck. Lots of things are spawning in. Let's hope this next rack has, if it is broken, if it has large rods or large steel tubing. Alright, let's see. I'm not getting a shot yet. Usually a good sign. Still nothing. Looks like a broken vehicle. Again. A very broken vehicle. Alright, I guess we're gonna strip this one for parts. It has a battery. It has multiple batteries. An artificial mass. We don't need that right here. This is good if you wanna drive on a moon with low atmosphere and low gravity. But we don't need that. Intact wheeling, which we... Oh, wait, not intact wheeling. This one does. Spotlights. Let's see, it has a programmable block. We need that. We don't need this. Let's just set up a few parts on our own thing. Okay. I'm just gonna destroy most of what's on this thing because we don't need most of it. Parachute hatch. Oh, it's an ore detector. Since we can we make them ourselves? Ore detector. Nope, we can't make it. So we're gonna steal it. More like scavenge it, you know? We're not gonna steal it. We found it, fair and square. We will bring this as well because I don't think we can make it ourselves. And it's better to have a whole lot of components we're not gonna use than needing components and not having them. What's this? Firework launcher? Don't think we're gonna launch fireworks anytime soon. Spotlights. Okay. Let's first see if we can fix the last wheel. Perfect. They'll off-road the tires. How many steel plates do we have? Oh yeah, this was inventory. A few. Alright. Keep building the vehicle. We're not gonna build it yet if we don't need to. We're just gonna save that until we have an upgraded welder. Because I am lazy. Alright, get the steel off this side. We already have the upgraded grinder, but that's just for destroying things, of course. Anything interesting in here? No, we don't need it really. Extra glass, always nice, because we don't have a good source for it right now. This battery is perhaps the most important part. I just don't know. I think we have a few power components. We have 5. If I can get this thing down as softly as possible. Alright, let's get our... I think we have another grinder. Oh, it's in the cockpit. Yeah. Okay, in the cockpit. We'll get another grinder. We're gonna softly grind this thing. I also have never set up this. We're gonna softly grind the battery and hope we can get it to a point where we only break one power cell. I think that's even better. I think it is ours now. Yeah, owner, it's me. It is me. Now I just have to attach it. And we have a second battery. And I think that's good because this one, yes, it has already been used a little bit. I'm just gonna hook this up like here or something. And we have to fill in this gap a little bit. We have to set up a few magnetic plates. How many plates do we have? 50. Sure. Let's fill in this gap. And let's get this battery up on there. I think I can just lift this. My man.
Energy low.
That's a very strong space engineer. Well, since we have to charge, might as well take a sip. Take a sip. Good stuff. Alright. Let's get serious. Boop. And let's hook that up here. So far we're only going to make it a little bit decent. I don't know why I can't play. Oh, okay. Just get 20. Should be enough for Don't know why that sound was made. And we have more battery. Let's see, how long of a charge do we have currently? 2 days on low usage? I don't know why it's not completely no usage, but sure. Now we just have to make a few magnetic plates to carry all these small items back. So we have some small batteries. We have a gyroscope. That's always a good thing to have. They're annoying to place, but once you have them, you can just build an extra vehicle. Okay. Now it's just, how am I gonna hook this up correctly is the question. Welding. Okay. Now I have to put one on the bottom of this one. And now comes the hard part. Moving a gyroscope with a welding pad. Oh! I think they changed it. It used to be very difficult to move one. Just for some reason... Alright. I didn't say anything. Alright. Gravity components are very nice. Superconductors, very nice. Alright, let me place some items in here. Let me just grind this down. I don't need artificial mass anytime soon. The only time I need it is probably in space itself. And it's gonna be a whole lot of time before I finally get to space. So I don't think we're gonna need that. Break this down. Alright. Can I move 2 batteries? Yes, yes I can. We're just gonna place them on our ship. Rover, not ship. Okay. Even with a tier 1 welder, this takes forever. Alright. Now the only thing we need is the ore generator and the O2H2. Few batteries. And where am I gonna place them? Just up here. Just smack dab on the top of it. Just here. The programmable block is necessary for later. I don't think I'm gonna hook that up to this rover. Or if I am, I'm gonna move everything anyway. So. Batteries. Oops, I hit the big battery, I think. Yeah, I did. Whoops. I need some jump ups at the back. I will get better at jumping on top of this thing soon, but the problem is that for the time being, it's just very annoying to get up on this. Okay, 7. Hooked it up like that. It's just too close. What about now? Perfect. Move it around a little bit. Oh, a little bit, bro. A little bit. And done. Okay. Now, next step. I need 3 magnetic pads. And I'm gonna hook them up in a specific way that I don't forget to stop the parking button, because I like using the parking button, and for some reason it's always on. Alright, so is that not on 9? Yeah. So what do I need for that? I need motors, construction comp, and 2 steel plates. Alright. So I'll just make 3 for now. That means that I need 3 motors, 6 steel plates, and construction comps. And then I'll turn them. I'll just put them here, here, and there. Let's not do too much fancy shit with this. We need a base first anyway. And it's usually very difficult to think about the way you want to build your base. Right. First off, use the parking off, because otherwise I press P and all the items fall off. I'll set up something that I can deactivate all magnetic plates in one go, but that's later. Alright, let's get this programmable block. That's one. Get the ore detector off. No, it's still set to not being my own. Same with this one. Ore detector. Can I jump this? Yeah. That's 2. Is there anything in this? There is. That's 2,700 kilograms. I don't need that really. Goodbye, ice block. I don't know how that fit in here, but sure. Sure, game. Sure. We'll just roll it. To be fair, I shouldn't complain. I've played Minecraft. That logic is even worse. So, all right. All useful components are off of this, so let's just grind it down.
Energy low.
Yeah, energy low, I know. And that was this entire rack. Now I just have to remove this rack, and then we're good to go. Alright, I think this was the bottom one. It was not the bottom one. It was this one. That means this one can now go away. And no, we're not gonna make that. Let's just go downhill. A little mishmash rover. We're getting close to being able to build some interesting stuff, though. We just need to find an interesting place to build our base. If we can just find a wind turbine or a scavenged area, like a half of a ship that we can just use as our fallout base. Especially a ship that we can make flyable later. That would be interesting. Like the middle part of a ship with just the assembler area or refiner area. That would be crazy. So let's see what this TAIN 772.2 scavenge is. We've already been at that area. There is 2 ship bars. Oh yeah, that's it. I think this is a wind turbine. Right up ahead. I don't see it moving yet. I do see it moving. Alright, we found one wind turbine. That could be the start of where we're gonna build our base. So I'm not gonna bring this with me yet, because then I will have to drive around with a wind turbine on my back everywhere. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to wait, I have to do something now before I think about before I forget it. This area, I'll just recall scavenge big battery, because otherwise I'm gonna forget what that was, because I've already been there. So I'm not gonna bring this with me yet, because otherwise I have to drive around with this thing on my back, and that will make my handling worse and my acceleration worse. So I'm just gonna park it here. Maybe get some steel plates, but I don't think so. Let me check real quick. Alright. No explosives? No. There's a gyroscope. And some motors. Programmable block. That's good. Ooh. Oh no, wait, that's air vent. Nah, small, I don't need. I don't think so. What would I use it for? I could put it on a small ship to gather oxygen out of the atmosphere, because there's 80% atmosphere in this planet. But why would I do that? What would be the benefit of that? I think the only thing, if I find a club, it would be better, because there I can find a large air vent. I don't need it. I think I need it. I think I need the computers and the motors better. Don't need the spotlights. I can build those myself. I don't need these. I can build those myself. I can build inset lights myself. I don't need small cargo. I'll go for large cargo. Anything interesting? Sure. And best item in the game, at least in scavenge mode. Inset lights, inset lights, inset lights. GPS scavenge. Alright, let's just activate that. This timer block can go. I don't need that. Anything interesting? Yeah, fairly. Don't need the timer blocks. Perfect. Everything except for the gyroscope is now gone. Battery. I don't know why it sounds like it's on fire. I think it's supposed to be snow sound. One small steel tube. Really, bro. Battery connected. Alright. Yeah, let's bring the gyroscope. Oh yeah. We're not gonna hook it up to my vehicle. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna make sure that it is off, and then we're just gonna bring it over. We're gonna hook it up with a magnetic plate, just like the rest. I have a programmable block, but who knows, maybe we need a second one. Oh, because I repaired it when it was still broken. It's remained owner. I don't know why it works like that. It doesn't make any sense. Alright, let me bring this with me. I like the look of this one. It's like a small little computer. But the other one looks very futuristic. And I like the small little computer design better because this is like a not dystopian, but more like a scavenging area. And then it looks more interesting if you have like a little bit run down materials. Here it's just look at all the crappy looking stuff. Oh yeah, I have to turn off barking. Don't forget that. Otherwise I'm gonna press P and everything flies everywhere. Okay. Let's just set a waypoint for this place. New from current position. Let's just call this windmill. Beautiful. Oh. Not the slash, of course, but that's what you get for muting your microphone. Alright, so this is now a windmill. Let's hope it doesn't proceed with me. No, okay, good. Yep, we got everything here. Let's softly go towards one of these scavenge areas. I don't know what this is. Looks like a little house on stilts. Stilts? Stilts? I don't know if that's the correct word. I like the formation of that rock over there. There's like a little watchtower on the top. So last time I found a big wreck over there. It looks maybe interesting to build my house out of it. Alright, what is this? It is a little house on stilts. Alright. Oh, another scavenge. Let's just activate it. We will turn this one off. Okay. No guns, please. 2 small batteries. Alright. That is... Jesus Christ, that's decently overpowered. Okay, they don't all have that. So it's just luck. Oh. Don't need that, don't need that. I'll just bring that. Okay.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
I know. Okay, I already have that. Okay, so this locker was just a very good find. 10 power cells is strong. 13 metal grids is strong. This entire door is gonna go. I'm gonna break this down. I'm gonna check how much inventory space I have on my rover. So I have 1,000 here. I have 9,000 in my large, and I have 3,000 in the small. Alright. Let me just bring some. I don't need all. I think I'm just gonna break down the door, and I'm gonna bring those batteries on top of my base. Alright, let's get everything out of this locker. Except for the ammo. I don't need the ammo. Okay. What's the locker made out of? It has some computers. I might steal the computers as well. And then I'm gonna steal the sliding door, because 4 motors, some computers, bulletproof glass. That's strong. Alright, well, pretty good. I'm just gonna take out these corners, just so I can park my vehicle underneath it, and get the batteries on board. Don't think they're stuck. Are they stuck with like magnetic plates or something? Why am I sliding? Hello? What's happening? That was really weird. It was like I was stuck on the ladder. That's better. Alright, so are they stuck? They're connected to this. This is small blocks. How does that work? Oh, I know how they did it. Yep. I've done that system a few times as well. Alright. Let's see if we can do this again. Otherwise we have some power cells. That's perfect. That's one. Well, let's see if we can do that again. It would be lovely if this worked. Okay, so that's good to know that I can just fully take over these battery types with a standard grinder. Move these out of the way. I like the look of these batteries. Right, let's break down these steel plates, and then we're gonna fix my ship or rover as well. Oh no, it is loose now. Can't pick it up yet. I wish I had a faster grinder. This is so slow. Right, let me move this out of the way. Big rotor. It's probably a plate. Please don't destroy my vehicle. Get out of here. Get out of here. Huh. Don't know why this plate is so jiggly, but now it's gone. Alright, now let's get the batteries on top of this thing. Slowly let them drop. Slowly let them drop. And let's get the last components. Build some small blocks to make sure that we have the blueprint of our rover done. This side is done. This side has some spots left. Come on. let's... Once this is finally set up and I have a home base to drop off items, I can build the magnetic plates to really bring big items back to the base. But there we go. That's the blueprint done. If I can now jump, that would be very lovely. Thank you. Now let's attach the batteries. Even more batteries. You can never have too many batteries in this mode of the game because, oh my god, there's certain things that just take so much power. And if you want to build another vehicle, to have just 2 of these batteries already just sitting around the base is so lovely, because just building them with small batteries is annoying. That's just to build it upwards. Oh, I can't build it against the screen. Right, then I'll just build it here. Alright. Next. We have the lifting power even standing on my rover. That doesn't happen too often. Right, come here. Yes, it's a very unsightly looking vehicle right now, but don't worry. I will build it better later. Whenever. I don't know when that is, but there is gonna be a point where I build this thing better. But I need a base for that. And for that I need to just look around for good items. Okay. Good. They're both off. Let's turn them on. Right, how much power do I have now? 5 days. Alright, this scavenge can go, because there's not really anything in here anymore. This was Trian, so this one can now be gone. That looks like a massive ship over there. We'll go for that one first, Tanjo. Maybe also that one over there, just to see if we can get some stuff. And then we're gonna slowly get closer to that massive ship part, because massive ships usually have also massive guns. And not just the big guns, but also the small guns that just shoot you till, yeah, freaking cows come home, with infinite ammo almost. And what you end up with is a massive ship that you can use to do a lot of stuff, but to get to that part, you need to get through all those guns first, and I don't really want to do that just yet. Alright, let's see. This looks like the same thing. Alright, that's kind of boring, really. Dude, are these scavenge just all the same? Because this looks like another house on stilts, and that looks like a house on stilts. If this one just has 2 batteries, I might have to change this MES for another one. Because the wreckage one has very interesting ones, but it just spawns too many big things at once. And I don't know how to change the spawn frequency. Alright, let's see. Is this the same? No, it is not. Alright, that is worth. Alright. That is very worth, but very overpowered. That is very overpowered as well. Alright, Jesus Christ. That is strong. Right, let's change this. That is very strong. More power cells. I just got one of these. Is there anything?
Inventory full.
Oh yeah, let me let me yeet some of these items out. I hope to get at least a tier 2 welder out of this as well. Because then I can build the parts of my ship finally. Without having to wait for 17 hours. What? Anything in here? No. I kinda don't mind. I kinda need them empty for now. Because I need the storage space better than I need the items that would be in here. Oh, nothing. I could use that. Sure, let's just get the engineer plushie. Right, the only problem is I need these to get out of here and on my vehicle. If I just take out the door, it's gonna take a while, but it has good components. I forgot to take out the door at the previous house on stilts, but judging by the other scavenge buildings, we're gonna have more of these buildings soon. Oh, and that goes a little bit faster. Alright. This should be doable now. Let's just hope they don't break when I drop them from too high. So I'll just do it like this. Perfect. Well, I mean, was there any extra items in here that I could use? Oh yeah, more steel plates. And the other ones are empty. Yep. Good. More storage space. These ones are so good to have. But if the scavenge buildings are too strong, I'm just gonna change it to something else, because yes, these are good, but I don't want to get them too often, you know what I mean? It's not like, oh, I want to be overpowered as hell in the first 10 minutes. I kinda wanna have the luck of finding things. Or working for it to destroy something. Like base game, it's just, you find a rock, you break rock, you get components, you win. It can be fun as well. I've played that game mode before as well, and I have no issue with it. The problem is that this game mode, you want something else. You want a different playstyle to get through the game. More storage. Alright, now let's hook up the other storage crates. We can do that on either this side or... I think I hooked up one of them wrong, but I'm unsure about that. Oh my god, can I make this jump? I really need to set up the little jump up areas. Because apparently I'm bad at this game. One thing I can do is just move these batteries to somewhere else. Because I can then hook up the large ones over here and the small ones over here. Because I think if I hook up the small one to this small one, it doesn't work anymore. But I'm unsure of that. Jumping in this game is broken. Right, I need 4 more steel plates. Oh, I have more than enough steel plates. Right, let's put this here. Mm-hmm. Let's hook this up here. I forgot which way it faced. Oh, okay, that way. And that should be a little bit more storage. Alright, so Tanjo is done now. Delete Tanjo. Alright, so we still have the big ship to go to, but I'll quickly go past Tasvb and Taxi. If I get another scavenger in the distance, which is another one of these buildings, then I'm gonna turn it off. Because so far this looks like it's overpowered, but also very monotonous. Is that a windmill? That is a windmill. Alright. So scavenge is just really to make the scavenge mode easier? That's how it looks like, at least. It is a windmill. Alright, so, like I said, what is this next scavenge gonna be? Let's activate it. It's another house on stilts, yeah. So I'm gonna turn it off. I'm gonna see how we can do without it, because it seems like it's very overpowered. At least for base game, the base scavenge mode. And I don't want it too easy. Like, this already feels like it's going very fast. Yeah, that's the save I had. Let's see which mod that is. It's like MES Scavenge or something. It might be this one. Gonna quickly look. This is the original one. That only gives you the broken down. MES Wreckage is the one that gives the big ships that are hard to get into. And I think I don't know which one it was. This one, I guess, didn't work. I guess it did work, because I only had to take out the rovers' cockpits every time. But there was another one called Hostile Takeover. And I think Hostile Takeover might be better, but I'm not sure. I'll leave it in for now, and I'll see what happens. Let's just set this one to off, and let's try it again. Because I feel like this was too overpowered. These items are very necessary, and that's maybe the problem, that they are too overpowered. Now we're gonna just wait for 15 hours again. Usually when you have loaded it in once, it's a little bit faster, but still. Richard Feynman. Scientists are explorers, yes. And engineers build the bridges towards the new information. Alright. What menu is enabled? I know. We're gonna bring this windmill, and I'm gonna build one of my standard setups to get it with me. And for that, we're gonna need at least like 40 steel plates to build the standard setup. And for that, we're gonna build a little bit back. Usually just want as much surface area on the top as possible and a flat area to bring stuff back. Then, am I gonna build it right in the back? Yeah, because then it's in center of gravity. And I don't want to build it too far back, because otherwise we're gonna be unstable. Build up. I think it's 5 blocks up. Oh, I'm already out of steel plates. I guess I need a little bit more than 40. Let's just bring 80. This is 3, 4. Oh, I guess I accidentally changed the shape by accidentally hitting the scroll wheel. No, it's 6. It's 6 high. Then we need to place these blocks. Alright, then we are going to go to our third tab, place one of these beautiful pistons, build that piston, it's always nice when you can just see that message, all components have been withdrawn. Now, if you extend this fully, where do we end up? Perfect. Oh, no. Come. Because then we can place a block. And if I did it correctly, I can either place this or this. This one's easier because it can hit items easier. Alright, let's just make that. Now we have to set this up correctly, and this is where the hard part usually is in. You have to only set it up correctly once, and then you should be fine. So, we're gonna call this one piston back. Oh, I don't know why it is on. Piston back. And we call this large magnetic plate back. because now we need this. We're gonna go to the second tab, because the first tab we're gonna destinate for park crane. We'll get to that when we get to that. Might also be that we're gonna use a whole different vehicle for park cranes, but we'll get to that. Let's take a sip. Alright. Then, what we're gonna do is we're gonna set up our toolbar in such a way that we can use that back piston and large magnetic plate without having to get out or whatever. So we're gonna set this one to toggle. So we're gonna do switch lock. Then we're gonna use the piston in the back, which is this one. We're gonna turn it on or off in this place. And we're gonna do it retract here and extend here. Now we just have to set up the speed for that. And I think we're gonna set the speed to the standard 0.5 meters. And let's test if it works before we're gonna attach anything. Oh yeah, did I turn off parking? Yeah, see? I always forget that. It's a problem if it's always activated. Alright, let's see. So if I turn it on, and I push on extend, retract, off. Perfect. And now we are going to see if it works to attach certain things. So, let's see. Let's put it a little bit lower. Should be fine. Move back a little bit. We're locked now. If I can just unlock it with that. Yep. Alright. First we're gonna make it ours. And then we're gonna destroy it from its socket. And then we're gonna move it upwards slightly, just so we have it a little bit further off the ground. And now we should be able to drive with it. The only problem is that since it's not attached to our vehicle, my movement is going to be a little bit weird, but there we go. And now we can remove tasks FB. Alright. Oops. I did something wrong. I am unsure if my vehicle is still accelerating. It is. Okay. This is... Is it slowing down? Yeah, it is. Thank Christ that I didn't put a brick on the paddle. Well, because I'm a dumbass. Well, my car will already be over at where I need to go, but I will be moving slowly over there. Very, very slowly. It's the problem when you play multiple games with multiple different hotkeys and buttons. Especially when I switch between Factorio and Space Engineers, the hotkey switching is just... Alright, it's not the worst thing in the world. Could be that when you press on a button that you just your vehicle just keeps on going. Hello there, little rover of mine. The problem is that because it's so heavy, it will keep going for quite a lot longer. Well, it's only 52,000 kilograms. I've had rovers built like this that were 200 to 250,000. We might get to that point, but if I jump out, then I might reload a save, because those will go on for kilometers on these ice sheets. Alright, let's see what type of really overpowered stuff I'm gonna get out of this one. Is that an AI module? I thought I heard an AI module. Well, like I said, very overpowered. But I'll take them for now. Just... I already turned it off. I'm probably not gonna turn this mod on for quite a bit longer, because this is overpowered for these types of games. Space credits. Nothing. Nothing. Alright, so the lockers are not always as overpowered. I should learn to shut the fuck up. Oh wait, no, I'm streaming on Twitch. It'll shut the funk up. I need to heal up a little bit. Alright, let me take out the... Yeah, there is an AI module. What's all this then? Don't know where it is though. It might be underground. Wait, can I check that? Yeah, see, there is an AI module. Don't know why, but sure. Right, so I'll just take this out, because taking out the door takes long, even with a tier 1 grinder. I don't want to be here grinding for hours on end. Don't break, please. Alright, let's go to that next. Then we're gonna go to the big sheep. That went down quick. Alright. It is underground. It's like we're here. I don't know why. Usually you have those because you have defenses, but there's no defenses listed on this thing anywhere. Alright. You stay on there. Well, let's hook that up. No? There we go. That should be a whole lot of capacity for a whole lot of time. beep, beep. Mm-hmm. No blocks. Put this on top of here. A little bit better. I saw it become green. Spam that stuff. And now we should be set for a while. It's just that if you look out of here, we just have no view. That's fine. This is not the best looking vehicle in the world, and it's not made to be the best looking vehicle in the world. This vehicle should be just here for use, for getting us from point A to point B and getting some stuff with us. Right, so now that we have all that, we'll go past taxi, and then we're gonna go to that big ship. It's one of these wreck detector pings, and depending on which size it is, where we might activate the wreckage mod, not the scavenger mod, because we've seen how strong this is for early game. We're not gonna keep doing that. I kind of want, you know, normality when it comes to at least the early start, and we already have a very overpowered rover as it is. But it's kind of fine because it's not that overpowered. It's not like we have like 20 windmills or something. It's not like we have very good tools as of yet. I haven't even found a better welder yet. Alright, well, let's hope that this thing has it. Yay. A cow welder. No, nothing great. Let's just break it down for components. We don't need the battery. We have enough batteries as is. We'll just take all the components from this. All the steel. Some computers. More computers. Then we'll go past taxi, and then we'll go to the big ship. Taxi. Look at this. I like the look and the feel of this scavenge type of game. It just makes the game just chill and relaxing. You can just like think about what you're gonna build next. It's a bit the same as in Factorio when you finally automated a large majority of the game, and you can just think about like, oh yeah, how am I gonna build my base? How am I gonna make my train stations work and make sure that I can unload them quick enough and make sure that my trains will not collide. How many train tracks will I need? There's just a lot of stuff that you can do while playing these chill games. It might not work well for streaming services because, you know, it can be a bit boring sometimes. Maybe I should edit these VODs down later on. But we'll get there when we get there. I'm not a master in video editing, so I'll try that later on. Alright, last of these 3 small ones. Oh, and 2 cockpits? Oh no, I have to glitch again. Right. 2 flight seats. 100 computers each. I mean, I'll take them. First, let me check what I can do when I sit in this. Light panels, lockers, rotor, small medium battery. Or small medium battery. Nice one. I am very good at speaking. There we go. Alright, let me just look through the lockers. I might not even bring them. Some more computers. That's a whole lot of computers. I shouldn't say it like I don't want them. I kind of want them. 12 motors. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Alright, do I get anything out of breaking them? Yeah. Do I want them? I kinda don't. I'm gonna really need them at the base for something else. I don't think so. I think I'd rather want small cargo containers later on. So, sadly, oh, you know what? I want them for the motors, so I might just do this. And that should be enough for now. Alright, let's change this to 3 small grids containers. And we'll just leave that as is. And now we're gonna go and see what we can do at the big ship part. Now we're gonna, I know most of the big cannons have like a 1 kilometer range, and last time I got close to it in 1.2 kilometers I didn't get shot, so I think the mega cannon is not on it. I don't know what it's called anymore, but I didn't get yeeted by that. So we're gonna see if there is a small cannon, small gun on there. If so, we're still screwed, because I have no way of dealing with those as of now. I really have to get into the ship and take it over. But we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll see what we can do when we get there. Oh, there. Alright, 3 kilometers. We're almost there. Because if this ship is good, we'll use this as our base for quite a while. And then probably what I'll do is build a scrap beacon in the starter rover and on that rack detector ping. And then I will roll a cleanup. Alright. What I'll do is I'm gonna be a little bit scummy here and do a save. In case something goes wrong. I could walk up to it, maybe. Yeah, I don't want to risk it for a biscuit. Let's just walk. If it starts shooting, I'll think of a way of getting closer. I think 600 meters is the distance the smaller cannons start shooting. So... thanks for the auto save there. Wait, does that mean it's now saved over what I just saved? Yeah, it did. Stream. scrapyard. There we go. There's a lot of fire on that ship, so there's a lot of stuff to repair. I think I had like one of those repair station mods. Well, this is gonna be tough. This is gonna be tough. All right. Alright, well, as expected, it had guns. Now the question is, how am I going to approach this? Let's first at least heal ourselves up, because now I just have to think about how to approach it. I can't zoom in or look through like a magnifying glass or telescope or whatever to see how the ship looks like from a distance. So, judging from my experience, it looks like it's broken at the back, which is the left side that we're looking at right now. So maybe a better chance of getting closer to it might be from approaching it from the back side. Now we know the weapon that we just got fired at with is a range of 800 meters. So if we just stay in a circle of 1 kilometer around the perimeter of this ship and then try to approach it walking at the back, we might be able to get closer to it in such a way that we can disable the ship cannons. Let's just stay outside of its perimeter. Just keep it in a straight angle. Alright. There, around here should be the back side. Yeah, I think this is the back side. Let's try this again. So it's 1 kilometer away. So at 800 meters, if it starts shooting again, we know that we have to try this in a different way. Let's turn this off, just so I can see it better. Also turn the rec detector ping off, because then I can see when it fires easier. If I can see the flashes in the distance, then I know it's firing at me. I think I'm also not directly behind it. I can just keep baiting this for like minutes on end until all the bullets are out. But I don't know how long that's gonna take. Oof. It's on the underside. It seems there's only one gun though. Ow. That actually jump scared me. I was doing evasive maneuvers. I should not get too close. Don't want it to lose all its hydrogen before I get close. I don't know how much ammo it has. I just hope it doesn't have a lot. Oh god, this is gonna take a while. If I am going to make a edited version of this, this is the part where I will speed it up. Oof, that bullet just whizzed over my head. I'm being very lucky with this so far. Do these interior turrets even have ammo? They should. Yeah, they should. It just has a large amount of it, I guess. Oh, God. Would this also be the gun that was shooting at me from the side? Is there maybe like a different approach? Because so far, I think this might be the best approach, which is the problem. I wonder. Oof. This will take a while. You spin my hair right round when you go down, down. You spin my hair right round when you go down. You spin my hair right. No, this is much more dangerous. The bullets are less predictable when I do that. He was shooting a lot longer, it seemed that way, that time. I know the MES wreckage mod, the one that currently has this ship spawned in, or at least a partial ship has spawned in, is also very overpowered. I've had buildings that were half underground that had like 4 industrial assemblers and 4 industrial refineries in a scrapyard run, which made it very, very easy to get to the end game. Because normally you have to like search around for assemblers, and in the base game, the one that Splitsy started with, refineries weren't even a thing. But I wanted a little bit more of a freeform one. Not the exact same, because his was more interesting towards streaming with a lot of people. Okay, this is taking forever. I'm gonna back up slowly. I'm gonna see if there's maybe a different approach I can take, maybe from the front. I think we're nearing the end. Well, I just want to get close to it. Like, alright, let's turn it back on. We can also maybe go for the other wreck detector ping first. But first let's go and see if we can get to the other side. Maybe that will already help. Okay. Not too fast over the snowy mountains. Since I don't want to lose this windmill, it would be very sad. Not that it's just a big square that we made. Just like everyone's first ship is usually a brick. Well, my first rover is a square. Well, more like a rectangle, but still. This is the route I took the first time when I passed this. I think the gun is now hidden? Alright, I'm unsure, so I'm gonna try it. Who knows? I'll leave the distance calculator on, because then I can at least see sort of when the shooting will start, if it starts. I have my eyes locked on that ship right now. The moment that thing starts shooting. There's Gatling turrets that are just way worse than the interior turrets. Right, here we go. Ah, crap. Alright. Ah, now it starts to snowstorm as well. That doesn't make it much easier. Right. One more try. We're gonna go to the front of the ship. At least our perceived front of the ship. And we're gonna try this once more. If there's still guns shooting at us, I will get to it at a later date. Because I either have to drain that one turret that's in the back, or I just have to brute force my way through and just drive there with like a sacrificial vehicle. But that's not gonna be this vehicle, because who knows, maybe we get there and the ship is nothing more than turrets. It's like useful, not. Right, let's keep it at a kilometer plus distance away. There we go. I can barely see in this weather. Should this be the front? I can barely see it. Well, we'll find out soon enough. Oh, no, that's chatting. It would be nice if the cannons could also not see me during snowstorms. No, just to make sure I don't get jump scared by the explosion of that signal. Okay. Oh, jeez. That scared the Jesus out of me. Stop shooting? It's only a small interior turret at the top. It looked like bullets came from the top. I might be able to get that. But I was already running in zigzags and I still got hit. I have some better... Okay, one sec. I'm gonna try something. This might be very stupid, but I'm gonna try it nonetheless. When I respawn, I'm gonna respawn at my starting rover. And if I do, I'm gonna have starter tools again. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop these tools that I have right now in my starter rover, and I'm just gonna try it once to get there. This is not a hardcore run. And these ships with guns are annoying as hell. So if I die with just my starting tools on me when I go there, I'm gonna not care. Remove my death marker and just go to the other wreck detector ping. Doesn't help that the snowstorm is here right now. Alright, let's drop everything off except for... Oh, it's full. Let me just get the components out of here and drop them in the main. Alright, so now I should have only the basic tools. Now, let's try this again. So, I think I could run a little bit over here. I think the gun came from top right. Sorry if this makes someone movement sick, but sometimes this is the only way to dodge these stupid bullets. Probably gonna get jump scared again, so sorry for the camera turn if that happens. Yeah, here come the bullets. It's a Gatling turret. Yeah. If this thing hits me, I'm gonna die.
Low health.
Yeah. No. That is practically impossible to get to. Alright. We're gonna leave this for what it is for now. We'll get back to that. We managed to get 650 meters down the road towards it. Right. Well, shame. Very much shame. We'll get back to it. We'll make sure that ship becomes our part later on. But the bigger the ship, the harder it is to get it for ourselves, sadly. Alright. And I kind of want to get it before I'm going to run a cleanup. Because after the cleanup, I'm going to turn Emia's wreckage for a short amount of time on again. Of course I don't have the good tools now, because I took them out of my inventory. We don't need this one. See if the cockpit still has some motors. Oh, and some inventory. No? Oh, I turned that off because I forgot that, or it was easier to see the gunfire coming. not get hit all over the place. Thank you. Not useful. A hydrogen bottle. That might come in useful later. Let's put that in my inventory of the cockpit. Good, good. Oh. Canvas. I don't need that. I'm not gonna be building parachutes for a long, long time. Right, do we have any interesting components still here? A survival kit. A beacon, don't need that, but I'd rather scrap it. What's this? Okay, is there anything interesting about it? I don't have any medical components. I don't think I'm gonna get any medical components anytime soon. So, will I find this interesting to bring with me? I don't think so. So I'll just leave it as it is, because it's only one steel plate, and who cares about one steel plate? Alright, let's go to the other wreckage and see what it is. Let's remove my body location as well. Gonna keep the GPS coordinates clutter a little bit down, because otherwise we're just gonna be bum rushed with all sorts of random crap. I truly want to get to that ship. Right, what's that in the distance? Oh my god, that's even more. And probably even harder to get to. Oh my god. I know one extra way we can get there, but it's painful. It's digging our way. But that's gonna take hours. Oh, I've already been here. That is at least a way you can get close to it. And also, you have to dig those areas out. And I know a way to do that without a hand drone. This game doesn't register damage from grinders of the same ship. So if there's a grinder attached to a ship, it doesn't count towards damage towards the hull. Right. I think I see a gun on the top. Right. Same thing as before. We're just gonna get out. And we're just gonna see if we can get as close as possible. Just to make sure that we can see what the ship is all about. I think that on the top is a massive gun. The backside might have less guns in general. I really dislike the firing because you hear... Yeah, there we go. I knew there was a gun at the front. But they have a massive bridge at the top. So maybe that's the best way of approaching this. Itchy eye. Right, so let's just try to approach this from the backside. It looks like a less protected ship, but that might just be just my eyes deceiving me from the way the ship looks. Looks lighter. It looks more like a transport ship or something. Oh, from this angle it looks different. I don't know how it looks really. Because what I was thinking about is, what if we bring this but just put this here for a while, and if we run up we just do this. Let the guns keep shooting. And then maybe get closer like this, but that's gonna take so many hours of movement. Like, only look at how small this of an area it is. That's 4 or 5 meters, and we need to bridge like 600 meters. Well, we'll see how close we can get. Wait, did I drop the item? Yeah, I did. I think that is the turret. Yep. Okay, will it keep shooting? Oh no, I'm really gonna do this. Oh no. Maybe it will run out of bullets. I mean, good thing is it will keep firing without me having to do anything, so I will either get there or it will run out of bullets. Well, oh, look at this. Oh, look at more rat. Ah, we're at the ice. Alright. Now, the problem is also if I dig this tunnel through the ice, on top of the ice, next time I'm going to pass through the vehicle, I'm going to be stuck in it, so I think I have to go a little bit lower. Hopefully it will keep shooting at me if I go a little bit lower, but I think it will. Still firing. Automatically makes me dig up. I have to watch out for that. Riveting gameplay, riveting. Still shooting. But I'm in for 500 meters already. Still shooting. Okay, we're at the stone layer. That's a good sign. Alright. So, I'm gonna go back. I'm not gonna go back. I wanted to pick up the better drill, but the tunnel I dug is not that safe. Tunnel, if you can call it, it's more like a ditch. I don't want to get too low though, because I have to dig up at some point as well. Is it off? Damn you bastard. This game. The jank. Let me just see if I can get back to my drill. Why is it so silent all of a sudden? I was just about to say, like, no footsteps. I'll also bring a power button, because as you can see in my bottom left there, after all that I'm only at 30 power, and if I want to reach that thing, oh look at all the damage it did to the ice over there. This is where I tested it out. Alright, let's hope I don't die, because that's a tier 2 that I have here. I currently have a tier 0. I don't know if you call it that. Proficient. Right, well, might as well bring the... No, if I lose that, it's not the worst. If I lose that, it would be pretty annoying. The drill speed is plus 40% times 1.4, and the drill harvest. I don't care about the drill harvest. The drill radius. The drill radius is bigger,
Energy
so I will be
low.
able to dig faster. Right. Look at the damage that those shots have done to the ice and the snow. Oh, that's pretty fun. I would say that I'm like a quarter to like 30% of the way towards it. So I think I brought a few batteries. Yeah. And I'll just bring this because this gives health regen, just in case it gets shot once. Right, set up this proficient drill, and here we go. Let's hope we can do this for real. We just have to get back to the ditch that I dug. Because this looks like a... Oh god, jumping in this was maybe a mistake. Oh, thank fuck. Okay. Let's see how much faster this proficient drill is to get closer to that ship. Yeah, it was already quite of a big way. Yeah, this is much faster. I could just... It's still gonna take a while, but at least I can like crawl over there, like crawling speed. Getting there and turning off the ship or the ship's defenses is gonna be a second thing, but oh my god, we're gonna get there. $390 meters. That's the only ice. There's the stone. There's the stone. Right. Like 6 minutes and we'll be there. It looks like it goes down by a meter per second, sorta. Maybe a little bit faster. So like 5 minutes we'll be there. It's usually the first wreck you have to find, like the first big wreck takes the most amount of time. After that, you can make like sacrificial vehicles to drive closer to them. Just build like the cockpit and the wheels protected by little pieces of steel to drive faster and close. If they only have Gatling vehicles, you just have heavy armor at the front. Protect your wheels, protect your battery, protect your cockpit, and just drive recklessly towards the thing. And when you get there, just hide underneath it, dig down, or just grind your way into the hull of the ship. And then you can just wreak havoc inside the ship, but getting to the first wreck is usually the hardest part. Because when you turn one of these into your base, it will become a lot easier. This ship looked like it was very promising from the distance, but could also be that this ship will turn out to be a dud. Who knows? But we're getting there. We're only 240. When we're directly underneath it is when we're gonna get closer. I just hope that there's not a hidden turret underneath the ground, dug in because the ship is half in the ice. That would be super frustrating. To get all this way and then still die at the end because there's like a hidden joke underneath the ice. 200 meters. I also dislike the drill when you're drilling around something, but then accidentally you hit the hitbox like 1 second and the thing just explodes, even though it's just like a steel plate or something. It just kabooms and it just jump scares you like crazy. $150 meters. I'm very glad that I switched to drill, because this would have been insane. It's already kind of insane. At least the guns make it a little bit more interesting. Otherwise it would just be driving towards there, find the ship, drive towards another one, find a ship, and you would be in space in less than 2 hours, 3 hours. Ooh, I heard the batteries turn on. We're close to it now. Breaking certain things will become very slow because I only have the standard grinder, but it's not like I had that much of a better grinder. 70 meters. I'm glad that it's saved. Almost there. Give my eyes a little bit of a break. I really, if I'm gonna change anything about this, I'm gonna just speed this part up. But I really have to get into video editing. Right, 30 meters. We're there. We're now practically underneath the ship. I think the hydrogen engines are on to try to do evasive
Energy
maneuvers.
low.
Okay, it's time to go up. Okay. Well, I'm very glad I didn't get close up my vehicle because that is a big gun. That's the antennae. Well, stealing a little bit of steel just so I can get into the ship. I think I saw a... No? That's at least a good sign. That's a large hydrogen tank. Like, that's just completely gold as well. Very affluent. Right, time to die, I guess. This would be the part where a gun would appear and just shoot me. That looks like it's an assembler or a refinery. It's an assembler.
Energy critical.
Yeah. Okay. Bathroom, batteries, fireworks. Just 2 Gatling turrets. Only 2. Let's see how many like turrets in total are on this thing. That is a lot of turrets. So there's 2 interior turrets and 2 Gatling turrets that I don't have access to. What else is on
Energy
this?
low.
I know. Can I build a chair? Chair. A seat. Passenger seat. The interior plates. Okay. No, this is not aligned with the ship. Dummy seat. There we go. Now we can at least use the power of this place to make myself a little bit stronger. So, what I'm looking at right now is, I think, speed modules. Yeah. Which means that there were a lot of assemblers here. Standard assemblers, like 4, hooked up probably to this. Alright, there's not much that's hooked up, it's just an assembler. Now, I didn't see anything about there's 4 batteries. I didn't see anything about a cockpit There's a helm. I need to find that. I don't know where it is. I can either do that or turn off all the power. Those are two things I can do. Over there is probably where I need to go to turn off the power. But if I get on top of this, I will get shot by one of the guns. So what I can do is perhaps do this and hope for the best. Well, that was to be expected. Yeah, let's go. We only have to run through the tunnel now. We just have to make it towards the tunnel. Oh god, there's more. What do we call it? Snowstorms coming. Alright, where are the bullets coming? No, they're coming. I should not jump in the ditch too soon. Here they come. Here we go. Good. With some luck, the bullets or the grinder and stuff also dropped. I think I just have to dig my way through the ship. Would be sad for later because parts of the original ship are broken, but to be fair, it doesn't matter that much. We at least got an assembler. If we manage to do this, there's no footsteps here. It's very silent. But we have at least an assembler and speed modules. I don't know how many speed modules are connected to that one assembler. But if it's not surrounded by speed modules, I think it's on two sides. If it's not completely surrounded, we can just remove it later and surround it with 4 speed modules. Alright. Let's just get everything out of there again. There we go. Does it immediately disappear as well? Yep. So, I think it's up there. A little bit to the front. So, if we need to get there, we just have to grind through the ship. And I don't know how well this is gonna work out. Oh, there's a jump drive. O2H2 generator. Lag. Right, that's standard light armor block. Good. That's at least one step up. There's the giant gyroscope. Oh, I have to watch out here. It would be up here. Be weird. Might be a turret up here. There's a turret. Oh, there's a turret. Alright, we found one at least. It's right up there. Probably on top of this O2H2 generator. When I jumped up there, I got shot immediately. Probably from either there or somewhere else. Can stop smoking at least. So I can at least look over it. I know where that gun was that shot me before. There's the turret. Alright. I need to at least destroy that one. That is above here somehow. If I go there, I'll get shot. If I break down the jump drive, that would be sad. I could destroy this block. And I'll make my way up here. Ooh. I have to destroy this block and turn it into a big block. Okay. Then another big block. I thought I saw another turret over there. Alright, let's see what happens if I... Okay. Ooh. That's one. One pesky turret down. Now, oh, it had 48. Yeah, I would have never drained that in a lifetime. So, ooh, there's a Gatling. Okay, that's good to know. It is right there. So, if I go down, that means it's right underneath this line. So, up there. Now, does that mean there's an interior turret there? No.
Energy low.
I know. I'll sit down for a while. Alright, so next up, Gatling turret, because Gatling turrets are much more dangerous. An interior turret can shoot you once or twice and you can survive, but a Gatling turret will just shoot you instantly 4 times and just kill you. But there's a fun part about a Gatling turret. You can destroy it if you stand right in front of its face. I'm not sure if I can make it to that, though. That is the problem that we're currently facing. But what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can make it up here. And destroy the Gatling turret from underneath. And then we're going to take a little breather. Fireworks launcher. I think there's also a small turret behind here. This thing is good to have, though. What's this? Small hydrogen tank. These are also very good to have. Okay, where is it? That's the... There it is. Alright. So... let me just turn this off. I don't want it to activate the moment I'm standing here. No, it's mine. should be around here. Almost. I don't think I've ever installed artillery. Let me just I really need to get to the helm. I would assume it's then on top of this, but we'll get to there. I wish I had a better grinder now. If I die again due to like some unforeseen consequences, I will get the better grinder. Alright, there we go. It's mine now. I kind of don't need this, so I might destroy this, but if I destroy this block, it might be able to shoot me. I kind of don't want to destroy the artillery because I can remake it. I kind of want to keep everything intact that I can. I'm standing on top of a rocket launcher as well. If I do it like this. Okay. That makes me so much more at ease. It's a big turret. Like, I would assume the helm is up here, but there's nothing here, so it's not here. I wonder where it is. Alright, let me quickly just sit down for a second. Just take a little respite. We're almost near where we need to be. Oh, don't jump just in unforeseen territory. Alright, let's check. How many turrets are still left not under my control? So we have 2 rocket turrets that are not much of an issue for me personally. There's artillery turret, and there's an assault cannon turret. Those 4 will all not attack me. It's just this Gatling turret type 2 and the interior turret 2 that are going to be an issue for me. I'll turn this off because I don't need it right now. And I'll turn off one of the artilleries that I have to. That's a lot of artilleries. I'll turn it off as well. They'll all become my once I take over the helm, because there was a helm, right? I was not dreaming that. There is actually something controlling this. Yeah, there is. So, judgment call. I am currently The ship is currently upside down, I think. No, that's also not an issue. But that would mean that the helm would be down there, but that's also not the issue. Where would the helm be? Oh shit. Alright, that's one of the turrets. Let me just take a gander. A quick look around. There's an artillery turret, there's a rocket turret, there's one of the small itty bitty turrets. Then the Gatling is probably on this side. That's alright. That's a rocket. The helm is over here. Screw this door. This is gonna take a while, but I already know that there was not an interior turret in here because the only interior turret we found on the other side of the ship. Oh, if this is the helm. Is there no Gatling turret in here? Well, there's a medical station. Well, let me... I heard an explosion. I sure hope that that was just one of those... those drop pods. And not just my rover getting shot the fuck. But to be fair, that would have happened a long time ago if that was truly going to happen. And we're healed. Alright. Let's quickly check these lockers. Just to see if there's something better in there. Nope. Right. Time. Well. Here's the helm. Let's hope that the ship gets turned over to me the moment I break this and repair it. Oh, alright, let's turn off all the fucking guns. Terminal's not connected to any ship. There we go. Turrets. Oh, it cannot check groups. Turrets are not connected to groups. So let's turn all these off. They should be all off. Alright. Then the groups. Let's check the groups. Let's turn these off. Let's turn these off. Let's just turn, yeah, let's just turn all these off. Now we have made this ship our base. Is this not airtight? What is not airtight here? Oh. We'll work on that when we get to it. But first, let's see if we can get our ship closed without dying. Alright, first things first, let's test this out. If I move over here, why are all the hydrogen thrusters still on standby? I need to turn it off real quick. Such a bad designed entrance. It would work in space, but not here. Right, let's... all hydrogen thrusters. Off. Jump drive. Off. All O2H2 generators. Off. All rocket launchers. Off. There's so many small cargo containers on this ship. If I can get most of the piping or transfers to work, this ship could be a very good base. And the front of a new ship. Well, to be fair, this is a whole ship. It's just that the middle has been blown out. Or the top, really. There's a lot of batteries. If we could just hook up some of the solar panels that I found earlier. Would be very nice. Best viewers on streamboo.com. Just get out of here. You want to stream, but you can't get enough people. Why don't you buy your people? No. Can I not just do this? There we go. I'd rather have no viewers than bots that are spamming links. Well, after this long tunnel digging, which is gonna look very weird once the ship is finally gone, we got everything down. Oh, let's get the ship a little bit closer so we can build our... Well, I mean, it's not really a base. It looks more like I can use it to actually get into space later on. I just have to get it to work. And I think most of the hydrogen thrusters need to be reconnected, and then I think I can already fly with it again. That's quite astonishing. Just hook up this thing, and there were some solar panels I can find, and then we can just space. Right. Let's hope that we don't get shot now. We will already be blown up at this point. Good. Ah, there was the last Gatling gun. Alright, let's hook it up somewhere. Can I... No, I can't reach that. If I can just build a block a little bit lower, like right under there. That's a perfect one. Is that connected to the ship, I wonder? There was a way to get... Oh. I don't know what I got. What was the shortcut again to get like the item that you have in your hand out of there? Let me check real quick. Control middle mouse button. It's only when you have something in the build planner. That's only controls. I thought that was a way to, like, if you have a block selected, you can just get that out. Are you fucking serious? I used every mouse button except middle mouse button. I guess I am a dumbass. Right. Let's just hook this up. Right. Let's try it again then. If it works a second time. Oh, it's because it's too close to the other one. Bit dumb, but sure. No? Why? Let's do this the crude method then. The very crude method. How about now? What? Oh, okay. Sure. Oh look, I can build a weld pad now. Who knew? I don't care if this is the worst placed. The worst placed windmill in the world. I just need a trickle of power to make sure that the ship doesn't drain quicker than it regenerates. So we're just gonna hook up the worst placed windmill in the world. Alright. We're just gonna It rolls a little bit. How about now? There we go. Oh, okay. Park it. Check the energy. Is it gonna be up or down? Otherwise, I might need something else. Fully recharged in 1 hour. Yes. Alright, it's not fast. It will be... It is slow and it's regenerating. Why is it still making that noise? Sounds like one of the hydrogen engines is still on. No idea. Might just be a glitched sound effect. One of these that's on fire or something. Alright. Well, anyway. With this, I think it's a very good moment. We found a ship. We took over the ship. We are currently powering the ship. We can turn this entire thing into our base. We might even make this our flying base and eventually move over the planet with this ship and flying from point A to point B, and then using minor rovers to gather enough ice to power the ship. We'll get to that, but at least we got part 1 down. So I'm very happy with where we are at the moment. I just want to do my outro, and just as that happens, the snowstorm hits. How nice. So, this massive ship, well, massive, for me it's massive, is gonna be an excellent next step into our adventure on this snowy planet. With this, I'd say it's a good point to stop this, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.